Who?
Welcome back.
I would have said something except for the fact I was trying not to hiccup.
Understandable.
So my contact with pretty much like the rest of the party is Elise. So is it safe to assume that you wrote me a letter to tell me to meet you here?
I guess that depends on how much we talk. Really.
Or am I on my own quote-unquote expedition?
That is entirely up to the one of you. I come up with the last name.
I'm just kind of the
No, you're my bodyguard.
bodyguard.
You shush.
Yes, my lady. Boss lady.
Boss lady says no. I mean, okay.
Technically, either way works.
It really depends on how much our characters would talk. Because yours doesn't seem like the talkative type. But I don't know your character all that well, so.
Well, I taught you as a child. So, if you kept up with like your academics and occasionally inquired something, I would have responded.
I imagine we talked because I had met up with you some years later and was a bodyguard for one of your other little travels. So I would imagine that you were probably going there anyway, and I was like, okay, well, how about let's meet us there.
Okay.
And then we'll just head there all together instead.
And then I would have informed you that I'm bringing a second bodyguard with me.
Yeah.
Out of common courtesy.
Who's the other bodyguard?
You're not pretty enough to be this stupid.
I don't know who the other bodyguard is.
She shakes her head and disregards.
I forgot.
An elf telling another elf that they're not pretty. That's kind of funny.
Especially since he's probably prettier than you.
What? No. Well, he is charisma base.
And an Eladra.
As he just flicks his hair backwards with his hand.
Charisma base doesn't mean that he's necessarily prettier. He
could be just charismatic.
Yeah, charismatic. Kind of like James.
All right. So I have shared the names in the Discord. Of the 4 members of this town. So which one of you arrives first?
I'm willing to be the first one to arrive if it's under the sort of deal like I'm looking for people to bring out on a treasure hunt or sort of deal. I had a lot of people who knew who my character was, so I also, wouldn't mind showing up because it's like, hey, I got this new job, But that's up to you. You know what I mean?
Seems reasonable.
For you to be there, and you sent out all these letters saying, hey, meet me here if you're interested.
But yeah, sounds like a plan. Is it a shady bar?
I wouldn't particularly call it shady. I mean, it's shaded from the sun.
Okay.
So you walk into and you see a well-built and very sun-darkened man. Welcome. I have a guest. Oh no, we have a guest. What can I do for you?
OOC question real quick. Are we out in the desert?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And you're not quite in the deep desert, but you're in a desert, definitely.
Well, I could use a mug of ale and a place to sit and some shade to get out of the goddamn heat.
I can definitely do all those things.
Much appreciated. I imagine there's a bar to go sit at?
Yeah.
Okay. I go and I sit at the bar. How much exactly do I know about the Lost City? I believe it is.
You know it's supposed to be in this in the desert. You know, people have looked for it, and everyone that has come back empty-handed, and most people think you're crazy for trying.
Would I know what it is called?
Yes.
And that is Lahtis?
Yes.
Okay. I say, you guys ever hear about that old lost city? Call it Lahtis, something like that?
Yes. Travelers come through here quite often looking for it. Those that return empty-handed.
I've heard very similar rumors myself. I'm pretty curious about the place. I'd love to be the adventurer to unearth it.
You wouldn't be the first to try.
Yeah.
Much of my living is based on the hopes of adventurers like yourself.
Our disappearance is your profit.
Indeed.
Oh, boy. That's reassuring.
That said, Hector seems to make out better than us. He owns the shop, well, on the other side of the circle.
Oh. Okay. Might have to pop over there before I head out of town. Say you see anyone around? Anyone who might be interested in this job? Usually I have an older gentleman with me, but I have no idea where he is as of now.
You're the first one I've seen in a couple days, but I mean, town's not that big, and there's not much for, well, distracted.
Okay. I might stick around for a while then and see if I see any promising faces coming. I think I'm waiting on a couple of friends anyways, so.
You're welcome to stay here, just, be willing to pay.
Oh yeah, of course. How much for this mug? I point to the mug of ale.
First one's on the house.
Okay. I'll have to drink it quick and order another one then. And I take the first sip out of it.
All right.
I'm just gonna wait for some more travelers to show up.
All right. So, who's arriving next?
I'll roll
How'd you feel
initiative
about
for it.
Yeah, let's roll initiative for it.
I mean, that's not a horrible idea. Oh my. Yeah.
You're with me, bub.
Well, you are last, so I'm right behind you, aren't I? Or right beside you, rather.
I was
Okay,
trying to be
so-
right beside her, but he's lagging a little bit.
He's carrying
Alright.
all my books.
So yes,
I'm encumbered to begin with here. Carrying all my own stuff. It's a little bit more heavy.
Alright, so yes, it looks like Alzo's the next to arrive.
I would get there. I imagine I already have my camel and such like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd come up and what's the word? Hitch it. I'd hitch it outside the tavern and head inside, assuming that's probably where I'd meet whoever. Or Nate.
There are a
Go
grand
in.
total of 3 buildings.
I'm gonna assume I haven't actually seen him. This is all done by letter.
You're like an adventurer.
You've met in the past, haven't you, though?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we may have met before. I think
I
hired
believe
you
the only
bodyguard.
connection we had was that you hired us. Yeah. The only thing I have with you is that you hired me the promise of treasure.
Oh, so yeah,
You hired-
you're right. You're mine. You're a fresh connection. You're right about that. I forgot about that.
So I'm not entirely sure who I'm looking for. So
Well-
I'll probably order an ale.
Well, why don't the two of you describe your characters and what you see as...
Was there anyone else in the tavern besides me and the bartender?
Pretty much just him.
Not that you saw.
Okay.
So I'll grab an ale and walk over and sit down. I presume your name?
That would be correct.
I put out a hand to shake his.
He shakes her hand. Who are you?
I am Lady Eliza.
Okay, so that's one. I
One.
reach into my pocket and I pull out a little notepad and do a check across the name. That's one of you.
Now, how many more do we need? Are we looking for?
He looks back over at the paper. I think we're looking for 1, 2. I think it was just you and a guy named James.
She kind of scratches her head. Oh!
Yeah, for a minute I
Yes.
was about to say Zia, so I was like, wait, I don't know that.
I invited a good friend of mine. I'm sure she'll be of some use. This is right up her alley.
Well, I don't mind a couple more people on for the score, but you do know that means we get paid less, right?
Well, if the place is full of as much treasure as you say, there should be more than we can walk out with.
I've heard about you. I've heard that you can fight. I know James can fight because he protected my ass on an adventure I went out on not too long ago. As long as these people pull their weight, I don't mind splitting a cut. But
Well, she was my tutor back in the days. And I'm sure the bodyguard she brings is just as capable.
so she's bringing some muscle.
I'm sure of it.
Okay. All right.
She's more brains than brawn. So try not to get on our bad side.
Oh boy.
Brings us to James arriving.
He opens up. He kind of pushes through the tavern doors, just like, Blake. Blake, is that you?
It's Nate. It's Nate.
Jake, don't worry, Jakes. We got this.
Oh God.
How you been, buddy? It's been a while.
I've been well. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm great, and I don't know your friend, but looking at her pisses me off for some reason.
Okay, wait. First things first. We're about to go on an expedition into a place where people go missing. I presume these people who go missing are probably dead now. So, that being said, please, if you dislike her, hold the dislike until the end of the trip.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not ready to kill humans again yet.
She tugs at her scabbard.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind, big guy.
Say that again, buddy.
I'll keep that in mind, big guy. He says a little bit nervously.
You have cheap ale. I need cheap ale. and he goes over to the barkeep. He's like, I need three cups of cheap ale. Either one of you guys want around?
Lahtis just kind of. So that he yells at, kind of faintly hears it, and holds up hers. I'm fine, thank you.
And the barkeep looks at you and says, well, one of them's free. You got to pay for the other two.
I'm surprised I'm even getting a free one. Let me. He hands over. He's just gonna go ahead and hand over 2 silver.
All right.
And he's gonna take his 3 mugs and he's gonna go sit down at the table. Name's James. I see you've already met. You've already met Blaine, so I'll figure out why I'm pissed off at you later. I mean no harm right now.
It's Nate, but okay.
While you talk, she's just kind of staring at your lips, kind of. If you've seen it before, you know she's reading your lips, and she holds out a hand to shake yours.
Go ahead and shakes it over enthusiastically.
I am Lady Eliza.
Lisa, okay. Very, very simple, very easy name. I like easy names.
Did we ever work out the name of the kingdom that I was from?
We have not.
Okay. That's fine. I just need to know if I should be introducing that or not. If we don't have it, we can figure it out, and then I'll start using it.
You can certainly just make it up right now.
Oh, you're gonna mess it up, aren't you?
Do it. You won't.
Could be Corinth, since it fell.
I actually thought he should call it Corinth too. I'm not even lying.
Fuck it, Corinth.
Sure. This is when our 2 elves arrive.
I've heard that name before. I can't put my finger on it, but it also pisses me off.
Xanthoths, make sure you get those camels tied up nice and tight.
Yes, my lady. Guess the camels hitch post.
As a high elf walks into the tavern.
Anything
Seeing
else
you into
you're
the tavern,
interested in
no.
at the moment?
She recognizes one of the people there and walks over.
Yeah, she raises a hand to kind of signal you over.
Because there's
Eliza.
totally all the people on the fire.
You've grown.
It's been some time, hasn't it?
As you are now taller than me.
Zen walks into the tavern. All right, they're all hitched up.
You spoke of a hidden city that you wanted me to accompany you.
Yes. He turns to Nate. What was the name again?
Nate drinks the mug of ale, the quick full shot of it. Do I have to roll a con save with that?
No.
Okay. And then he puts the mug down, and we turn over and says, Lahtis. It's a common place where people go missing. Not many come back. In fact, I don't think anyone's come back.
Oh, people have come back. They've just been failed in their quest.
Gotcha. No one has completed their quest, then, is what I would say instead.
Well, then, should we find it, there should be more gold for the taking.
I highly doubt it won't be nearly as simple as you stated.
Oh, it never is.
Those mysteries are so fun to solve.
James takes a drink of his ale. This is cheap ale. I love it. He's drinking.
Yeah.
What can I do for the rest of you?
You could get James another cup of ale. I'll pay for it.
I've got 3 of them in front of me right now.
Let
He-
let
he's
him
actually
finish what he has.
Oh,
He's basically holding one in each hand and just taking 2 sips at a time. All of it running down his mouth.
I'll take an empty mug.
You go.
She opens up a flask, pours water into it, closes the flask, puts it back where she got it.
Zen looks over at Zayek. Are you going to share?
I figured you would want ale.
Not after all that. It's too hot out there. Can I have an empty cup too, please?
Certainly. As he pulls another one out.
Thank you, sir.
She hands him her decanter to fill up his own water.
Pops the top on it, pours it in the cup, corks it again. Back. Thank you. And starts sipping on his mug of water.
So, Elsa, you gonna introduce us to your friends here?
Eliza,
he does
this is Zaya. And I don't know your friend.
This is Zenthos. He's from the Fae.
Why, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Maya and Toss. Got it.
Zen.
Okay, Sven. Okay, I get it. He goes back to drinking.
Close enough, yeah. Move.
Oh.
Becomes visibly agitated at the mispronunciation of her name.
Okay. You guys don't all have to like each other now, but I need to get to this treasure. If we could all avoid killing each other before we get to this treasure, that would be nice.
So we're allowed to kill each other after we find it to increase our cut, is what you're saying.
Well, if that's how you'd like to think about it, that's a very goddamn shady way of thinking. But that's not exactly how I meant it, no.
James is like chugging his ale now, and he just gives a thumbs up.
Just looking for clarification.
No, I wouldn't intend any of us to try to kill the other here. That's not what I'm about. Usually I work with myself and another gentleman, but it's a long story. I need the money.
So, do you all plan to be staying here tonight?
What time of day is it?
It's mid-afternoon.
No wonder it's so hot out.
I tried to tell you that traveling in the mid-afternoon was a bad idea. But no, you're a fire elf.
So,
Yeah, speaking of, how did you guys fare out in the desert? I fucking nearly fell over, I think, coming over here.
It feels awesome. Little hot, but not bad.
I could use
Camel
a
got me
bath.
here.
Let's just say I'm happy I didn't wear a plate.
Hmm.
Camel has ale for me.
Oh,
That's
God.
all I need.
She rolls her eyes.
So, are we staying? Going?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how tired would you say Nate is? Could he use a rest or sleep? Have I been on the road for that long?
You would have left another town this morning.
I look around and I say, well, I'm not gonna lie, I've been traveling for a while now. I just came from another town.
Maybe
I would like
perhaps
some time to rest.
perhaps we should rest the rest of the day and head out overnight, where it's a little cooler.
Did the tavern have the names of the owners listed outside?
It did not.
Did not. I look over at the presumed tavern owner, or at least an employee. How dangerous is it to travel at night?
It's pretty cold.
Define cold.
He puts down his James puts down his mug. Sand doesn't retain heat. Also makes it difficult to fight in combat. Very cold. He picks up his ale and he starts drinking again.
How many ales have you drank so far, James?
Not enough.
Zen leans over to Zaya. That's an odd one right there.
Makes one wonder if the parentage of some humans, those rumors are accurate.
Nice.
So, are we gonna travel tonight, or are we going to rest up there?
Well, ideally, if not all of us can see well at night, traveling in the tween hours would be best. Dawns and dusks.
Certainly when the travel's the best. Before it gets too cold or before it gets too hot.
So, seeing as it's a little after mid-afternoon, I think we should take a brief rest until the tween hours and then we can leave. Where it would be safer.
I've only got one ration left.
You've got to be kidding me.
I was hungry.
I think I saw a general store here.
You know I get peckish.
Yes, Hector runs that. He's a fine gentleman.
I respect Gene for his hunger.
And this Hector doesn't profit from the ill-prepared.
Of course he does.
It's coming out of your salary, not mine, Zen.
What? Oh well. As long as I'm in your company. He smells.
She opens up a book.
Nate takes a small mouse out of his coin pouch and starts letting it run around on him, keeping an eye on it.
I'd be careful with that. We got some big wizards around that eat things like that.
Oh shit! Really?
Unless just kind of squint your eyes at the mouse and kind of scoot your chair away a little bit.
He takes the mouse off his shoulder and just starts holding it in his hand, and as it's just running free, trying to escape his hands, he just keeps on putting it to the other hand as it gets free. I've been letting it sit in there the whole time it's been on my camel. If I don't let it run now, it might bite a hole through the freaking bag tonight.
I'm amazed it didn't roast in there.
Shut up.
Huh. So a door in the back opens up and a woman comes in and says, "Honey, am I preparing rooms or are they leaving? Or should I make food? I can make dinner. Would you all like dinner?"
I would love a dinner. He holds up his first glass of ale, which is pretty much empty now. He sets that down, picks up the other one, and raises it.
And pray tell what might be for dinner?
Well, I think we've got some. I think I've got some salted snake.
Ever had steak before?
It's fine. The book says it tastes just like chicken.
Okay, I'm willing to try it.
Snake. I haven't had that one since. Did I have it before I died?
Before you died.
Leans back over
James
to
seems
that.
lost in thought.
Leans back over to that. He is an odd one.
I think we might have some cactus juice too.
Do you
I'm
have
okay with
any
one.
raw fruits and vegetables? She asks without even looking up from her book.
James snaps to cactus juice. Oh, what the hell? I'll give it a try.
Yeah, I actually want to try the cactus juice as well.
I prefer wine.
Now, there's a woman after my own. I think we've got a cask.
I would love some.
I'll take a
Wine. So someone needs to have eloquence with their booze.
She's not looking at you, so doesn't even respond.
And just eyeballing as you're. I'm sure I've seen him somewhere before.
You
So-
say that about every other human that you've met so far.
No. I swear. I swear I've seen him somewhere. What did you say your name was again there?
James Hawk.
You in the militia?
I was. That was before I died, though. Yeah, it was flag. I had a flag there for a minute, and I hated that job. Battle was turning weird. Threw it down, picked up a great sword. I don't remember much about that battle. All I remember is after picking up the great sword, I saw red, then nothing. Anyways, what was the question?
You just look very familiar. I swear I've seen you somewhere, but maybe it was in the militia.
Yeah. Maybe you look familiar. I can't put my finger on it. There's a lot. I'm not a very smart man, if you haven't figured it out.
Lez's eyes are
There's
just
a
darting
joke.
between the both of you.
Okay.
It's
She
okay.
points his thoughts.
I'm pretty forgetful myself.
She points his thoughts. I
But
do not know you. And moves her hand to point at James. However, you do look familiar.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why, but looking at your armor, it's got to be something about the armor. It pisses me off. I don't know what it is. I want to reach for my axe, but you're cool, so you're fine with it.
Have you not a taste for plate?
I don't know what it is, and no, since I died, I wear no armor. I actually stripped the armor off of my uniform.
You keep saying that since you died.
Yes. I was brought back by a barbarian god. What was his name? I call him God. Deity. Deity works. Anyways, Deity.
Like
Deity.
D.
Deity. Deity.
Yes, your deity. Go on.
Anyways, I don't remember why. I was fighting in the battle, and someone stabbed me as I brought my greatsword over on their head, hit their helmet. I think I killed them. I don't know, but everything was black. And then Clarity came, and he's just like, and Deity was just like, you. I like your anger. And
The woman returns with a tray and sets a glass of wine down, and then 3 mugs with a semi-clear white liquid. Food will be shortly. And yes, I have found some raw vegetables for you. I'll prepare a platter.
Thank you kindly.
She turns her attention to the woman and sees the glass. Thank you.
I give the cactus juice a try.
She takes a sip of the wine. Who did you fight for, may I ask, James?
who do I fight for? I fight for my deity, my god.
Yes, but before. You said you were in a battle before you met her.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a very intelligent man. I'm a very simple man. I prefer simplicity. I joined a militia, and then I was recruited into some army. I don't remember which, but I basically had no say in the matter and was thrown in a battle. I don't remember who I was fighting for. I don't remember who I was fighting against. All I know is it was fun once I threw down that banner. Because I was slaying baddies, bandits, I was keeping my town safe. And I had fun because I was slaying things, and they thought That would make a great man for the battlefield. And they handed me a flag. How dare they?
I got conned into doing it.
You get conned into doing a lot of things.
Are you just gonna sit there and take that?
Yep. There's no sense in arguing with her. She just gets even.
By the time.
And he holds his tongue.
Good to see you have changed, sire.
There's no point.
James finishes his second mug of ale.
The woman returns again, somehow balancing 6 separate plates. And so that's one in front of each of you.
Why, thank you.
This looks great. And I'm going to go ahead and hand her a gold coin.
She takes it, tucks it in a pocket towards the top of her blouse, and says, "Thank you."
No, thank you for the service. And he tries his cactus juice. Huh. How does one describe the taste of cactus juice?
Well, it tastes like the juice of the cactus.
Tastes a tad bitter, maybe a little prickly. This goes good with ale.
Does everything go good with ale?
Everything goes good with ale. And he just starts drinking his cactus juice again.
On the platter in which I was served, is there any meat on it?
There is not.
Okay, good.
You see a bunch of oblong green plants that have been cut, that have got a kind of white inside, and it looks like the outside isn't edible.
Okay. So the rind of it is not edible.
Correct.
Does the rind look prickly?
Not particularly.
Would take her utensils and cut out the flesh of the vegetable with the finest etiquette that an aristocrat would have. She begins to eat. Pinkies and all.
Didn't look tough for her. So, how does one usually go about eating salted?
You
Salted
take it and you
snake?
put it in your mouth, good sir. You chew it and swallow. It is delicious. Enjoy as he stabs his fork into a piece of it, picks it up, and just shoves it in his mouth.
Oh, okay. Usually,
Another kind of pokes at it with her fork for a moment. And Actually cuts off some very neat pieces of it. Needs. Also, with a lot of etiquette.
Takes the fork off the table, tabs a small piece, takes a dagger out of its sheath and cuts it off, takes a small bite.
Depending on the type of snake it is, it'll range between the taste of chicken and tilapia. Just so you know.
Tilapia tastes like it either get
Like a
tastes salty-
sinewy, half-starved tilapia.
Yeah, it's
Tilapia doesn't taste like anything, so it's just gonna taste like smalt.
You're eating sand.
Pretty much. It tastes like salty chicken.
I don't have anything fancy like that here.
Zaya slightly chuckles behind her hand.
What?
Do enjoy.
How does yours taste?
Really depends on what vegetable it is. But far better than that. I would
Yeah,
presume.
that's, you just don't like it. That's all.
So James, you is Azur here? Sorry.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So James, you been up to anything interesting lately other than smacking heads together?
What's more interesting than smacking heads and chopping off the heads of dumb things that need to be killed?
I don't know. Maybe like
It pays. The mercenaries are happy. I'm happy. The people that have it happen are dead. The ones that need the job done are happy. It's good all around. It brings in the ale. And he goes to drinking his third ale.
yeah. How
I
how
think
about
he's
you
happy as
over
long
there?
as he's got ale in his.
I couldn't understand between the two of you. It sounded like a blur.
What'd you say, right?
I said it almost. I think he enjoys just having a glass of ale in it.
What's not to like about a good glass of ale? A good glass of piss poor cheap ale. What is
I'd rather
not
have
to love
wine.
about it?
I don't
Better
know.
glass of wine.
A better glass of ale. I mean, maybe that's just me. Who knows? Nate puts out a hand and realizing he's trying to challenge him on that there. He's like, not my argument.
I prefer wine, but ale is nice.
You guys with your fancy-tancy, hoity-toity. Mayhaps you would prefer something a bit stronger. If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Sometimes you need to drink more, but that just means you're better hydrated. And he just goes back to drinking.
Well,
that doesn't make any sense.
there was certainly more wine to be found than ale where I was raised.
Really good wine, as a matter of fact.
How about you then, Eliza? What do you normally do other than diving into old ruins?
Bodyguard work. Recently, I used some of my connections to train a garrison in a castle. Good pay. Men were terribly trained. I think they were still peasants.
That why you're out here chasing this instead of earning your good pay?
More interesting.
We might die from this, you know.
Nonsense.
At
You might
least
die
not
from
from boredom.
Like
I
I
did
said
not
before,
die at
I've
all.
died once. So it's It's nothing. I've died once before. It's really interesting.
Did it hurt?
Well, of course it hurt.
Well, you said you didn't remember anything, so I had to ask.
That last moment for I was in some sort of almost bloodlust, you'd say. Everything was red. And in the last moments when I died, I caught glimpses of things. And the pain. Oh, the pain. You ever been stabbed in the chest before?
No.
No.
I try to avoid such things.
Many have tried. Comes with the line of work, I guess.
Well, it hurt like hell.
I believe it did.
Then everything went dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there was this light. And the only thing I could make out from there was a voice and that light, and then some fire. I don't remember anything else.
I think I'd rather read about it in a book.
You won't read about coming back from death from a book, I'm afraid, Maya. And he goes back to drinking.
Closest I've ever been to that was some years back. The field, some reckless brute attacked me and caught me off guard. The last thing I remember before felling him was, well, him splitting my helmet. One of my sergeants dragged me after the battle. Knocked me unconscious.
At least you survived, right?
She kind of moves her hair on the left side of her head and moves it out of the way. You see her left ear is a bit split.
Oh.
Fucking
Ooh.
axes.
Yes, axes are a really good weapon. I more prefer my great swords overall. Someone broke mine. I don't remember who.
I'd much
But
prefer
they got me this axe, and it has been on my side and on my back and in someone else's side and back since I've had it. I will not let go of this baby.
She rests a hand on the pommel of her great sword that's leaning against her chair. I've had this for years. I've trained with long swords and daggers and axes and all of the above, but I much prefer a great sword.
The greatsword is a wonderful weapon. It is very elegant. But this, and he kind of like grabs his axe and holds it up and is like, this does damage.
Then leans into Zaya. Is it okay if I show him?
Why tip your hand?
Okay. Sorry, guys. Ladies' eyes, I'm not allowed to go out.
Pull out your what?
My weapon.
No fear, no fear. We'll see it in action coming soon.
Question: do you actually have a weapon on you, or is it currently shunted into a pocket dimension?
Pocket dimension.
Okay.
And let's say 5. Where's your weapon?
Who are you talking to?
Was it Phi or Maya or
Zaya.
What is it, Zen?
I think the James, if I remember correctly, is trying to just. I think he's terrible with names.
What is it, James?
where's your weapon?
Manipulates the water out of her mug and forms it into random shapes.
Okay, but water isn't really a weapon. So
Splashes
correct.
his face and then freezes it.
For fuck's sake.
That actually looks quite refreshing, lady.
Once we've been out in the sun for a while, I think you may have to do that to me.
I would be careful with water. It is quite valuable out here. It's rare to come by.
As James has
Yeah.
a face mask of water that's frozen to his face.
he just kind of sits there, almost relaxed, and then kind of pokes out where his mouth is supposed to be, so he can talk.
He's the Iceman.
The Yeti.
This is actually quite refreshing.
Yeah,
The only
it
problem
is.
is we're trying to kill things, not make them comfortable.
If I wanted to flavor text a fire bolt as like flames dancing across my fingertips, would I have
Totally.
to? Okay.
Totally.
She holds up her hand, and each of her fingertips ignites a small flame of fire, as if she has a candelabra of her fingers.
James is gonna look at her, and he's just gonna turn around and go back to drinking.
She puts it
Okay.
out.
Careful, my lady. You would not want to set fire to the ale.
It burns. And I have way more control than that.
Well, now that we're all here, and that there are a few more people here than I originally thought were going to be here, I'm going to let you know right now, this is an even split between everybody. No one gets more, nobody gets less. Does anybody have a problem with that?
Only Zaya does.
I hope you don't.
No, fair's fair.
We're all going to be in this together, so I figure we all deserve the same payment.
I'm sorry, but did she buy you in an auction or something like that? You are very subservient.
Ugh.
What do you mean? Auction. No slave.
Pay him no heed, Zen. He probably finds buying gifts for his sister, wife, and mother very easy, as they're all the same person.
I thought that's what you might have been saying earlier.
Zen just holds his tongue.
Bartender.
I know my sister and my mother. They're different people. I have two of them actually. One of them far better in magics. And he goes back to drinking.
Bartender, bring me another round before I go toast myself in the sun.
Certainly.
Fuck's sakes. Me and the old man bicker less than this, and he brings hookers to church.
Great.
Okay, I'm cool.
What's the point of bringing him there? There's no privacy unless it's.
You don't know the old dirty bastard like I do. Let's not talk about it. Let's move along. I was just trying to clear the room. I was trying to calm us down a little bit. Let's just all calm down, people. And with that, I got AFK for a second.
Zaya would finish her meal. Inquire to the lady of the tavern as to how much her meal was. And then she would suggest that she and Zen go to the store to buy his rations that she explicitly told him to make sure to pick up prior to leaving a bigger city.
She says that your meal is is going to be 5 copper.
Okay. I hand her a silver.
I go ahead and hand her 1 gold and the 5 copper, and I'm just like, hey, clears all my copper. And that's your tip. Have fun.
Thank you.
Zen lays down a gold piece. I'll cover the tippet.
Well, if I knew you were going to lay down a gold piece, I wouldn't have paid individually. You'll probably regret that by the time we hit the shopkeep.
Probably. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go out and
Okay, so is it supposed to be Eliza or Elise?
Eliza.
Eliza. Eliza,
Do
I
you-
will see you in but a moment.
She nods.
Children. As she walks out of the tavern.
Oh yes, mother hen.
She turns
I
her head to
heard
me.
that, she says as she...
I don't give a damn.
She
you
turns-
walk out and you see
Eliza turns to look at Nate. Did you say something?
You said
you
plenty.
you walk out and you see Zen rummaging through the bags on the camel. Oh look! I found more rations. I just miscounted. Or I forgot. Anyways, they're right here.
Out of curiosity, why does she have such a stick in her ass?
Now that she's no longer in the building.
Pretty much.
She has no patience for lesser folk.
Eh. My sister could crush her in her sleep. He says, and he just finishes drinking his ale.
She could surely try.
He starts laughing through his ale. Almost like he knows something more.
Zen and Zaya head over to the storekeeper.
All right.
How many rations do you have?
10. I just misread it, so that's why I was playing it off. I only have one left. He's
That's
forgetful.
per day.
He's forgetful. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, it's an open air shop for the most part. There are walls, but they're only about half built. Looks like it's intentional.
So he has like what, a good foot and a half clearance between the top of the wall and this roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty airy in here.
His face is painted white.
Hello, shopkeeper.
Thanks. I assume you are the ones that were causing a ruckus at the tavern.
Not I.
If by ruckus you mean actually being occupants of said tavern.
I heard loud conversation.
That was probably
The
Jane.
overzealous folk.
So, what can I do for you? Venturing into the desert, I assume? Or venturing deeper, I should say.
You could say we're on a walkabout of sorts.
Looking for a fantasy. Same as everyone else that comes through.
Just, I love a good bit. Nothing wrong with looking at.
So what did you forget to buy that is probably in my shop?
Zen looks over at Zaya and whispers in her ear, "How long do you think we're gonna be out here?"
Well, do you want to eat more snakes?
Not
Or
particularly.
lizards? Or whatever else there could be out there?
Not particularly, but I mean, when you have to, you have to. Do you have any greens around?
They don't stick well in dry heat.
It depends on the kind. There are some plants that dwell here quite well.
Of the edible sort?
Yes.
Do you happen to have a book of such oddities inscribed in it?
I don't think so. Books aren't usually among the gear that treasure hunters carry. Except an odd book that they claim is a treasure map.
Right. Zen's eyes kind of just dart around the room, like thinking to himself, "Told her she rose."
Yeah, as you look around, you see a lot of, gear for desert travel.
It's as if he's targeting a very niche audience.
You will note, if you get any closer, that a lot of it seems that it's been out in the sun for a while.
Probably just scavenges the gear off
That's
of
what
the
I would
bodies.
do. I mean, seriously?
Oh my god. That's so fucked.
That just
So,
means
yeah.
it's been trial tested.
Field test. Oh my god.
Well, hopefully it's not the instrument that got that guy killed.
Some of this stuff looks like it's been sun worn.
Some of it has. Is that a problem? Almost none of my stuff is new. I never claimed it was.
Oh no, not an issue. Just don't want to buy something that is going to end up falling apart or breaking like a dick.
Sure, use that.
Being used is one thing, being faulty is another.
Oh, it is all. Everything I sell is in working order when I sell it.
Yeah. So,
How much is information?
Depends on the information.
How long do new travelers that are going after fantasies, how long do the ones that come through the town that actually come back manage to stay out in the wilderness?
Usually people return unsuccessfully about a week. There are some travelers that make multiple trips, and on occasion there is a well-provisioned and large expedition that is funded well, and they will venture out, not always from here, actually usually not from here in that case, but that will venture out for as much as a month. How many are in your band, and how big is it? And how well provisioned are you? I can give you an estimate.
Well, 5 humanoids.
And what do your provisions look like?
Well,
Do you have traveling companions? Beasts of burden?
beasts of burden, land transports, if you will.
You speak of camels, yes. I do not have any currently.
I'm assuming you do have feed and such.
Of course. Hard to get rid of. Hard to use the feed when I don't have any to feed.
And regular rations and things of the like.
Certainly, I've got dried snake, I've got dried lizard, I've got dried yucca. I think I have bird too.
I would hope that the dried yucca tastes better than the name suggests.
Yucca is a plant, good sir. It's a root, though you can also eat the leaves and stem, and even the seeds.
Good to know.
I even have a genuine supposed treasure map.
How can something be genuine and supposed?
The person that had it last found to find anything with it. But it is genuine. It is real. Just because the previous owner failed doesn't mean it's not leads to something. Bird or cat, I hear.
Eh? That was me going. No birds or cats going on in the background.
Nope. Angel's sleeping.
It's possible it's outside my window.
It's also possible it was my chair, so.
No, your chair is very obvious in its squeakiness.
Are you threatening me?
With a chair?
Chairs are heavy.
All WWE style? Give you the chair?
Did this gentleman tell you where he got the map from?
And how do you know that it's a... Well, okay, a map can quote-unquote be genuine just because it's on real paper and it was drawn out. Doesn't mean that it actually leads to something.
Of course.
And
That's why it's supposed.
Well, shall we get some, just get some plant-based ration for you, my lady?
I'll leave it to you. And she leaves the store, looking mildly frustrated.
So, can I interest you in a map, or food, or maybe some rope?
No map. I've got rope.
But do you have enough rope?
I don't know. I would think so. I'm not the only. Sure, I'm not the only party that has.
You can never be too prepared. You might regret not buying it if you need it.
I think we'll just stick with some feed for the camels and maybe how many days worth of plant-based ration have yucca, something else that maybe sweet to the taste.
Well, feed for the camels I can certainly do. How long do you plan to be out and how much do you need?
We have 2 camels, and I would say probably enough for 14 days.
Well, I can certainly see what I have available.
That would be great. And what is the cost if you had enough to spare?
We'll have to see how much I have.
As supply and demand kicks in.
Supply and demand, as they say. I have many, I am able to sell for less. I have few, it costs more.
I understand.
Do browse. I will know if you take anything though.
Oh, don't worry. I don't plan on, unless I plan on buying.
I'll be right back. As he kind of ventures through a curtain.
Zen would walk about the place, checking out the equipment. How do the ropes look? Do they look frayed or used, like well used?
Actually, most of the ropes that he has seem to be in really good condition.
Okay. Suggesting most of the time that he found them may have been, they weren't even taken out of their sacks to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or possibly they're entirely new.
Yeah.
He's betting on scavenger. Zaya returns back to the tavern.
James has finished his meal and is contemplating getting more ale.
A few more cups have popped up in front of Nate since you last were there.
Eliza's finished her plate. She takes a sip of wine and kind of raises it and cheers to you. Zaya.
She bows her head ever so slightly.
My lady, you've returned. Can I interest you in a drink this time?
What kind of wines do you have?
We have that's a wine do we have? Just the one, right? And you hear a voice from the back confirm that. Yes. Just the one that your associate is drinking.
What color was it?
It is a probably
Zaya has a rather refined palate.
It's a white red.
It's a rosé.
Yes.
Okay. So, like a Chardonnay?
Maybe.
As the DM is like, I don't drink wine.
Eliza takes a sip and looks at you.
That is a very accurate assessment. I do not.
It's decent. It's better than water. It's certainly better than ale.
My alcohol consumption consists of hard cider and whiskey.
With or without water droplets. It's supposed to refine the flavor of the whiskey.
Hey,
Whatever, I don't drink whiskey. Would you say that it's a dry or a dessert wine?
Probably a dry wine.
Okay. I'll have a glass of wine and an empty mug, please.
Believe the mug you had is still on the table. I haven't cleared it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Will that serve still?
Yes.
I see you've returned. Have you gotten your needed supplies?
I didn't need anything. I was making sure that my companion didn't get himself into trouble.
I swear I could have seen your companion somewhere before. Nevertheless, if you're making sure that he's not getting in trouble, why are you not still with him? He could still be in trouble.
Because I left him explicit instructions, and some people are smart enough to listen.
Well, that all depends on how complex they are. See, complexity pisses me off. Simple things, no problem. I like simple. Simple's fun. Simple's easy. But you start throwing complications in there, I just kind of want to raise my axe and smash it.
Let's not
Smash
be
the
raising our
complexity
axe.
into simplicity.
I'm sure that's exactly how it works.
You sound much like some of the sergeants I had to train.
Well, either the problem has an easier solution, or the person being complicated is no longer complicated. So yeah, it does work.
Is this what it's like to work in a crew?
I want to be back in my library.
The bartender leans over to you and says, most groups that come through here are more unified, but much the same.
I'd usually just go with one other guy.
And you're little fuzzy, I would assume.
He's actually kinda, well, not really new, but he's an old friend and a new friend, I guess. It's complicated.
See, I'm going to stop you right there. I do not want the complication.
You sound like the kid that replaces the fish in the bowl every time it dies and names it the same thing.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I'm glad you pointed that out.
What?
Realistically, I don't think his pet mouse would have lived this long.
Should have gone Ranger, man. Should have gone Ranger.
What is a fish?
Zaya just blinks as if you can't be asking me this. I must have misheard. A sea-dwelling creature?
Maya, you're in the desert. A lot of people grow up in the desert know nothing of water. I thought your book studies would have told you this.
Well, they know everything of water, as it is a
Water is life.
Thank you.
I'm sure you know of water, just not of what.
How about legless lizards?
That would be snakes.
Yes, but
That
okay.
only dwell in watering holes.
Eels?
Wait, things dwell in watering holes? Oh no.
Yes, which is particularly why you boil your water, not drink it fresh out of the
Or
stream.
you
Or well,
buy
river.
magical water.
That too.
As one would think that it would be important. So, how long have we lollygagged?
Probably a couple hours. And you've all had a meal and conversed and went shopping.
Unless it's just like couple glasses of wine's worth.
You know what? I think I'll have a couple more for the road. Barkeep,
Of course.
2 more glasses.
Would you rather I put them in a skin for you? You did say for the road.
Why not? Let's put them in a skin and I'll add it to my other gallons.
Eliza looks aside. Did you happen to see bottles of wine in there? Ones that, well, if I'm going to survive this trip, I'm going to need something to keep my mind off of them. Keep my mind off of them.
Eliza, do you still study maps like you did when you were a child?
Not quite as often, but yes.
Store owner had a treasure map. Supposed treasure map. Authentic, but supposed treasure map.
Well, assuming that it shows landmarks, I should be able to guide us there.
Would I know the general way to get there myself, by the way?
Do you have a treasure map?
I
Get
don't
where?
have the, sorry, Lahtis. And
No one
maybe-
has any idea where it is.
Okay, that's fine.
It is somewhere in this desert.
Okay.
That is all people know.
Is there a map of the desert?
There's a map of about a day's journey away from any town.
And the rest hasn't been actually studied.
I knew I should have brought my cartography supplies.
Well, suppose this. Let's head back. Let's head over to the store, and I'll take a look at the map. And if it shows any distinct landmarks, if we can find those landmarks, I can get us there.
I mean, I don't have any problems with it. I don't think anyone else has any other ideas.
So cutting back to the shop with Zen.
He's
You're
probably getting swindled.
the shopkeeper turns and says, "So, let me make sure I have the count right.
Okay.
You hunt 14 days for 2 animals.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you want 14 days for 2 people.
No. 7 days for 2 people.
And you want one of those people to have purely plant-based rations.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not so picky.
He's like, just don't tell her I said that.
Dead man says what?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I can outfit you for your food requirements for 2 gold and 6 copper. No, 6 silver and 5 copper.
And how about for 2 bundles of
2 bundles of what?
rope?
Oh.
I think they're about 50 foot, correct?
I can certainly give you 50 foot. I've got longer.
I'll take a roll of 100 if you
A
have it.
roll of 100 foot of rope. Do you want the good rope or the lesser rope?
The good rope. If I'm paying for it, I would rather have the good rope.
It does cost quite a bit more, but it's much lighter.
Silk versus hemp?
Yes.
Yep.
The good rope.
All right. Well, I could cut you a length of 100 foot for let's say 25 gold. Bringing your total to 27 gold, 6 silver, and 5 copper.
He stares at the barkeep for a moment, trying to figure out everything it did.
He stares at the shopkeep?
Yeah.
Do you need help? I can count your coins for you if you don't know which are which.
I think that's a fair price. Pulls out 30 gold coins and lays the table. And here's a little extra.
This is most generous. As he slides them across the counter into a bag so you can't change your mind. I will get those loaded for you right away.
Thank you very much.
Do return should you pass through Last Drink again.
Thank you again. And then heads back to the tavern. 30 gold pieces later.
At least you're not that one guy that paid 400 gold pieces for a 200 gold piece item.
I'm not Ryu. That's a story for another time.
No, this was after haggling.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my.
It was hilarious.
-1 charisma.
Good deals only.
No.
Anyways,
-2 intelligence.
Sounds like a good deal for the whoever's selling. Come back soon.
As he packs up quick.
My other character actually did roll a charisma check with a 0, 1.
See. So yes, and the rest of you said you were all headed over to the
Store.
So as you walk out of the tavern, you see Zen walking out of the store. No supplies in hand.
Did you not pick anything up, buddy?
Oh, Hector's loading it, getting everything ready, and he's going to have it on the camel.
I could have done that for you.
Awful trusting of you, Zen.
I tipped him a little extra.
That's more like you.
So
What's wrong about tipping like that, huh?
It gets the job done.
It gets the job done. People are happier, and they're more willing to service you afterwards.
You get closer to the shop. He's definitely busy moving things around.
What time of the day is it? Still afternoon?
So is there any other features out in like this little area where the 3 buildings are, like a well or anything?
Yep. There is a fairly large well, which does have a few trees around it, surprisingly. Probably why they knew it was there.
Zen would excuse himself from Zaya's company, and I'm going to go sit under the shade of those trees over there and wait for the rest of the group. If that is all right.
Well,
I'm just waiting for my chance to start smashing things now.
there's a lizard lazily resting on a rock close to the well.
Zen looks back at Zaya. Hey, look, there's dinner.
What you having?
There's a big fat lizard over here.
Oh, I want a piece of that. And James starts walking over.
Watch out, it could be poisonous.
My stomach can handle just about anything.
Rolls her eyes.
An army moves on its stomach, and sometimes that stomach has to be made of steel. So James is now looking for a said lizard.
It is there.
On a rock.
Sunbathing.
Yup.
Oh, you look delicious.
You just ate!
What? What? Just because I just ate doesn't mean that I'm not ready for dessert or hell, even prepping it so that I have it for next meal.
He's probably got an extra stomach in his leg.
Wouldn't you like to find out?
No.
Nate shakes his head and keeps walking towards the store.
James walks up to the lizard with one of his hand axes out. It's like, "Hey, little guy, you ready to become food?"
It's not moving.
It doesn't feel threatened.
And he grabs the lizard.
Please roll me a strength sleight of hand.
Strength, side of hand. Okay, so my strength is +4. So
If
just
you
roll-
go to sleight of hand and you actually click where it says Dex,
Oh,
it'll
okay.
flip it.
Okay. Boop. 16.
All right. You managed to grab the lizard.
He's struggling, moving his little limbs around helplessly.
Zen's just looking at Azura.
At whom?
I mean, at James. First name that I saw, I was looking at his name on the chat.
Did you want any of this, buddy?
How about we just keep it alive for now until we're actually ready to sit down and like eat later? That way, it's got less chance of spoiling. I'm sure you'll want a snack later.
I definitely will want a snack later.
You know, you tuck them away in a pouch somewhere.
Damn it, why do you have to take the fun out of this? I was gonna have... Fine. He walks over to his camel and he puts it in the pouch.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that for me, camel.
It spits, as camels are prone to do.
At me or just spits?
Just in general.
Okay. That's a good lad.
It's a girl camel.
James doesn't look.
I don't think he actually bothered to look.
Never bothered to look.
So, Nate, you walk into the shop, and you see a human with a white face, busy gathering stuff. Yes? What can I do for you?
I followed him in, by the way.
I'm looking to see the maps. My friend here is looking to analyze it to see if she can see anything.
Oh, you're looking for the map. Well, I certainly have a genuine supposed treasure map.
Is it something like we got to pay to see it or something?
Well, yes.
Of course. How much?
How much do you ask for it?
Well, I could let you see it to decide whether you want to purchase it for just a silver, or you could purchase it blind.
I will take a look at it, and then I'll decide if I'd like to spend my silver on it.
Oh no, it's a silver to see it.
How much to purchase it?
Oh, well, I will, of course, take the silver out of the final cost should you do that. But it will cost a 3 gold should you decide to purchase.
I lean over.
That's
bit
quite a
and
lot,
whisper,
not knowing if there's anything actually where it leads to.
I have.
It is a risk.
I have a good amount of gold, Eliza. This isn't shit.
Yeah, I know. I have like 355.
I have about the same amount.
Saya has nowhere near that much money. Therefore, she sent the other people to go buy it. It was very tactical of me.
I'm
chance to you.
I'm gonna be honest. All right, if this map is a jip, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I'm gonna put down the gold as a goodwill gesture, but don't be surprised if somebody takes a shit on your doorstep if this is false information. And I put down the.
Well, I never guarantee that it's real.
No.
It's a genuine.
As long as it's not a
supposed
child
treasure map.
drawing, I will believe you enough.
So he pulls down a tube, opens it up, and pulls out the map, and lays it on the table.
Eliza flashes her ring with her house's symbol on it. Should this map be fake, you may have bigger problems on your hands than fake pieces of parchment.
I don't mind if it's fake. It's more of if you didn't know it was fake, sure. But if it's to the point where it's obvious that this is like a children's drawing, like I'm like some kid down at a school is trying to get a kick out of this from us right now, steal her 3 gold, I might be a little bit upset with you.
Let me just see the map.
So yeah,
Sorry.
so you can take a look at it. He's got it laid out.
What all does it show? Does it show any roads or landmarks or anything?
All right.
Are we gonna get a map?
Actually, no, because it's not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
I am working on one. I just ran out of time
Yep.
to finish it.
Understandable.
No worries.
Watch, it really is a children's drawing, but it is an actual map.
It'll be in like multiple different shades of crayon.
So, do you have any relevant skills to map reading?
I have things like where is it? I have a decent wisdom score, perception, history, insight, and stuff like that. I don't have any skill with cartography tools. I don't believe.
Okay.
Don't think I was able to through my background. I don't think it was one I was able to get.
Okay. So, as a noble, you've and a battlefield warrior, you've seen maps before. It definitely has the trademarks of a well-produced map. It is of a desert, so there's not a whole lot of markings on it.
Yeah.
But there are a couple things that do stand out about it. There is markings for a large gorge or canyon. There's also markings for what looks like a mountain. And there's some sort of a cat creature marked on it.
Okay.
It's Rakshasa.
There was also several large bodies of water, or, large comparatively. And both this town and the town that you were in the previous day are marked on it. And the treasure map indicates that the treasure is at a oasis that you're estimating would take around 4 days to get to.
And does it have like well, assuming I know which direction the last town is in, I could figure out what direction this is in. I'll
Well, I would
He said it's
assume
got
that
all the
it has
markings.
Oh, it's got all the markings. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got all the.
Yeah, I forgot that. Sorry.
the cardinal coordinates and
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's got a compass rose that has north marked.
Okay, I will look around for a. I'll take it. So I've been paid for. I'll slip it back in the tube, and I'll grab or look around for a compass. Actually, that might be included in my. Fucking.
I know how to
here.
make a compass.
So,
Was not.
how long ago was the last group of adventurers that came through here?
Last group of adventurers. I think there was one through here just 3 days ago. They haven't returned yet.
Oh, that's nice.
Am I
How
in
many?
the storekeep with or in the shop with you guys or no?
That is entirely up to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Hypothetical, if I was there. No, I'll be waiting outside. Screw it.
Okay. You said you can make a compass?
I'm not there.
Well, I've known you,
Oh, yeah, I know how to make
and
a
I've
compass.
traveled with you. So would I know that you know how to make a compass?
I know a lot of stuff.
Assuming I've spent a lot of time around you, I've traveled with you before, I'd probably
I would have
know you.
probably taught you when you were a child how to make a compass using random items that you can find in the wilderness. Because it would be a smart thing to know how to do.
And she just plain forgot. Because it's been so long.
Well, this was when she was a child.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Meanwhile, I'm still licking my lips over a lizard.
I'd probably
Lips.
come outside and ask if
Azura will remember that comment.
either Zaya or Nate have a compass on them.
I don't have one on
Nate was
me.
inside you with you.
Yeah, no.
Well, inside you.
I did want to say
Yeah,
that.
let's smack him with a gauntlet on. Break his jaw.
You're
I'd
ugly.
probably ask
anyway.
him before leaving.
Oh.
Well,
I'm sorry.
you can make a compass with a little bit of water and, a needle and a leaf.
Well, I don't know where we're going to find a leaf out here.
Trees and a whale.
Hey guys, I just came back from the little well thing. Did you know there was a lizard there? Yeah, it was shading itself from the trees.
That's where we'll find a tree out here. Well, let's make ourselves a compass. And I'll have us a direction to head in.
It sounds complicated.
And that's why we're dealing with it. You can play with lizards.
It's gonna get a
lizard's
little
in
bit
my bag
complicated,
already,
James. This is a treasure hunt. We're gonna probably have to solve a couple puzzles, find a couple riddles, maybe almost die a couple times. It'll be fun.
I'm fine with the dying part. It's happened already, so
Mm.
it's not like anything new is gonna happen. I'm probably gonna show up to deity, and he's gonna be like, again,
Well,
already.
being resurrected 1 out of 2 times isn't bad. You had a good run of it. You'll have had a good run of it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the compass made. I'm fine with this.
And that's what I head off to do.
And
So would that be...
Do you have a needle?
That is a good question. Do you have a needle?
Would my axe work?
I'm surprised that the adventurer's kit that I started with didn't come with anything
Like
an adventurer would use, like, you know, a
thread
compass,
and stuff.
thread, and such. Yeah. You'd think I'd have a needle.
It would be reasonable to have a needle.
Then we have your decanters of water. I just need a leaf. And we have a compass. So I would head over to the well, the tree.
Do you have a
Slash, I
mess
believe.
kit?
Yep, I have a mess kit.
Since you have been in, I believe you said that you were in Boy Scouts once upon a time, right, Robert?
Yes, I did.
So you should know what I'm about to do, right?
I do.
So do I.
We don't.
About to make a compass.
But do please describe for the class. Because it's fun.
I wanted to be a scout when I was a kid, but there was no scout in my peasant village, so
Well,
for
well, French.
teach me how to make 17 kind of knots, plain.
That's a better question left for Iggy.
Oh my! Oh, yeah, he certainly knows how to make one. You hardball
Red
hard.
rocket.
All right, Will. Tell me how do you make a compass before I die?
Before he gets eaten.
Yep. This is my last wishes, bro. So we teach the lizard.
Teach the lizard how to make a compass.
That
So
would
the
be
lizard can go back to his.
You might need it in Valhalla.
Lizard Valhalla.
Would it be safe to assume that if I rub the eye of the needle enough that I could create a magnetic charge on it?
You certainly could.
Well, I'm talking like Old West. That's how they did it.
I know.
Because I don't think I actually have a magnet.
No.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Well, there are rocks that are magnetic, but I don't think I would actually have one with me.
I will point out that there were compasses in the shop.
I know there were. And that's what I was looking around for in the shop. And then we ended up getting on this whole trail.
Of how to make a magnet.
Listen, this is
Look
just
over
Boy
it.
Scouts, the campaign.
Zaya's like, save your coin.
Well, actually, it kind of is Boy Scouts the campaign.
What are we doing?
Making a compass.
So, she would take the sewing needle, rub the eye of the needle to give it a magnetic charge, poke it through the leaf to make it look more like a canoe, And now, all I would need is a small cup or bowl.
Which would be for my musket, and
Mhm.
then you could fill it with your decanter.
Yep, fill it with the decanter, and then put the leaf on the water, and the eye of the needle will point north.
All right. Go ahead and make me just a flat intelligence check. Cartographer tools applies if you got it, but I don't think
I do. Don't think I do. Because that would be under abilities.
Yeah,
Under tools, and I don't have any tools.
that answers that question.
But I'm supposedly hella smart.
Supposedly.
Oh, actually, you couldn't have failed that roll.
Hmm?
You could not have failed that roll.
Because you had a +4. You was minimum DC 5, so he's saying you could not fail that roll.
Oh, okay. Cool.
James, what was in the pouch you threw me in? Question mark.
Not much. Camel has everything.
Alright, so
Camel Pack.
No, his camel, named Camel, has everything. The pouch that you're in is probably made of some sort of fabric or leather.
Yeah,
So it's empty.
it is empty.
You eat through
Just
it.
just you and your thoughts,
it
bro.
could theoretically be eaten through.
Just
No.
you and your thoughts in there, bro. Just you and your thoughts. I'm a bit too stupid.
So you have successfully created a temporary compass.
Emphasis on the word temporary because desert.
Well, and eventually the needle will lose a
Well,
magnetic
yeah.
charge.
I would have to recharge the needle.
Didn't they have compasses in the shop?
Yes.
You could go buy one, Zen, if you really want one.
I don't need one, but if we require one for the journey,
I likely will before we leave.
You just wanted to see if I remembered how to do this.
of course.
Doesn't hurt to know.
So yes, you have determined that.
Zaya's smart.
But yes, you've determined that. And you've determined that if you were to leave past the abandoned house, it would put you on a path to the oasis that is marked as your destination.
Okay. Well, we know where our first stop is.
An
oasis would be nice.
How's Hector coming along?
With the supplies?
Yeah.
So, in the time that it's taking you to construct this compass, he has come out 3 or 4 times with bags and set them in front of the shop. He then comes to you and says, "Here are the supplies. As promised, they are bagged. Which camel is yours?"
The less pretty one.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they are all beautiful animals.
Zen goes over and gets the camel.
So you bring the camel over to him and he starts loading these supplies.
It should be about 4 days out to the oasis. I've only got almost enough to get there and back. I've got about a week's left. So I may need to pick up some more feed.
4 days? Yeah, I will definitely need. Well, let me double check my supplies. Ha!
Then walks over to Zaya, whispers in her ear, I got enough for 2 weeks.
She nods without saying anything.
I stocked up in the last town over, so I'm set myself.
Shopkeep, I need 3 more bags of camel feed for camel.
You need camel feed, yes.
3 days worth. Another 3 days worth.
I can certainly do that.
As the price miraculously went up since then.
How does that work? When did the price go up? How? What caused it? Fucking magnets, how do they work?
3 days, you say? Yes, I can definitely do that. It will have a price of 2 silver.
For the price of 2 silver?
Yes.
That's a little expensive, but you know, supply and demand, I get it.
I am the only shop here. You're welcome to go elsewhere.
Zaya is flabbergasted that he understands supply and demand.
He looks at it, he pulls out his coins, and he's like, huh, 6 silver left. Here, just take them all. I'm tired of looking at them.
Certainly.
He pockets it before you can change your mind.
Yep.
Why are you rushing? Why are you in such a rush to pocket it? I have no intentions of returning to it.
Well, that is not always the case with the more generous patrons. Now, which camel was yours? I will have them loaded.
He just kind of whistles, and Camel comes over. This is Camel. Say hi, Camel.
It spits.
On command.
Camel says hi.
We're always scratching the inside of the pouch.
So he loads up 3 more days of feed for you.
Eliza takes a look at her camel outside the tavern. Not sure I could fit more than another 3 or 4 days worth of feed on it without encumbering it.
So, can I interest you in any other supplies for your journey?
I actually could use some camel feed. I just went through my bags and realized that's the one thing I forgot. I got rations for me, I got rations for my pet, but I don't have rations for my camel. And that's unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
Ah. So, how many days of feed can I interest you in?
Let's go for 10.
Ah.
He's all trying to play it up. It's like, I might be running low. Let me double check here. I might be able to swing that. He goes back and he's got like 300 days work back there. He's like, yeah, I think I have just enough for you.
So 10 days. I will certainly see what I can do for you. And he departs to the back of the shop again.
I turn to the group. If he tries to rip me off, my foot's going in his mouth.
I believe he's going to try to rip you off regardless, because this is the only shopkeep in the littlest dinky town.
I think if the old man were
Within
here,
days.
he'd brand like a fool. But I'm not good with my words myself.
So he returns and says, 10 days of food for the camel? Yes, I think I have enough. And he comes out carrying some bags. So, I believe I need,
Out with it.
oh, not a great deal. Just 7 silver.
7 silver. Okay. I give him a gold piece. I give him a gold.
That's what I thought he was going to ask you for.
He's just like, I got gold, man. I got gold.
Certainly, and I assume this fine beast is yours.
Oh, yeah. Then I gesture my hand toward it.
So he carries it over and loads it up. So what of the rest of you? Is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, I'll give you a tip for putting it on my camel. And I give him 5 more gold pieces.
Oh my, thank you.
Oh
As he
my God.
quickly throws it away into his pouch.
Nate, do you have room for 10 more days worth?
Yeah, go for it.
I hand him 7 silver. Just load it up on his camel. I don't have room on mine.
Elise, I have plenty of room on my camel as well. I don't weigh that much.
My plate takes up a lot of the room.
I can fathom.
Well, then load it up on Zayas. I hand him the 7 silver.
I will, of course, do this. As he ventures into the back.
Making this man run.
What?
Making this man run for his money.
Well, you guys are like tipping him. I think he's okay with it.
Yeah, we're probably the best customers he's had in ages. Fucking 5 gold for a few days of feed.
You put my stuff on my camel for me. He's a good man. He didn't complain about it. He's okay. He can take that gold. I cannot care about it.
That's
I thought he was
half a
gonna be like, give
platinum.
me. I thought he was gonna be like, give me 10 gold for this. I was gonna be like, listen here, you motherfucker.
I'd pay 5 gold for a good weapon. It would last me much longer than 10 days.
So yeah, he returns carrying the same amount.
My camel is the only camel with like a gemmed bridle. AKA the pretty one.
I am not a peasant.
No, you are a lizard. And you are food.
I imagine mine looks quite nice. I think one of my personality traits is nobody could doubt by looking at me that I'm a cut above the unwashed masses.
That just means brave.
Well, my regal bearing. I highly doubt I'm riding around on a common saddle. Just a regular cheap old one.
Meanwhile, James is like, it gets the job done. It's good.
Camel. Eat camel and eat good.
Well, so he loads up that, then looks at you all and says, "Well, you have bought me out of camel food. Is there anything else I can do for you?"
That's all I need.
I don't see any battle clerics here. Do you have any health potions per se?
Health potions. I think I have something that will get the job done.
The best health potion is to kill it before it kills you.
Best health
I
potion is called
understand
good
this.
armor.
But with no cleric and the possibility of someone sneaking up on someone, I'm mainly making sure that it doesn't stab you in the back.
Well, that's what Zen's for. He guards my back. I'll have you up front. It'll be fine.
Well, from the way things look, you tend to have his back, if you know what I'm saying.
All right.
No.
and James just laughs his ass off.
This is a nice crew. This is a good crew. The old man would be proud.
She is fuming.
It just lays a hand on her shoulder. Let's not fight in town.
Agreed. He doesn't know how to keep his.
I'm gonna end up like one of those poor souls. All for a debt.
You're right.
Did you say, are you all right?
No, I was talking to Elise and I said, you're right.
Just making sure, because there was silence.
I was whirling wisdom saving throws.
I see this. I was really hoping it was going to dissolve into combat day one.
Yep, as I insult his mother. It would be great.
Oh yeah, because Zen would just stop right in front of you, in between you and.
Mr. Man.
He who can't keep his mouth.
Has it gotten dusky yet?
It's getting there, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so he comes around with a glass jar. Doesn't look like any health potion you've ever seen. But there's definitely a thick mix of something in there. Got kind of a white-green color to it.
I would arc my eyebrow because I know what was requested.
This looks like cactus juice.
Cactus juice, right, James?
Is it green in color?
It's green and white, like cactus juice.
Yeah.
The cactus juice was more of a milky color.
This looks like no health potion.
Not exactly.
I just keep seeing the cactus juice scene from Avatar in my head right now.
Or the milk scene from The Last Jedi.
We do not talk about that film.
Not allowed. Nothing's quenchier than cactus juice.
Well, let's put it this
Actually,
way.
correction. We don't talk about that whole trilogy.
That last movie, I'm waiting for it to come out for like $1 just to rent it for $1.
I acquired it by getting in a little boat, and I'm disappointed I did that.
Be right back.
You acquired the most recent one off of what?
By getting in a little boat, and I'm disappointed I did that. So yes,
Well, I will just let it end where on the one before the last.
you should let it end with return and call it good.
Too late.
So yes, not exactly a potion, but it serves a similar purpose, definitely.
Do I know what it is?
Go ahead and roll intelligence arcana or history.
Oh, well, shit.
I
I got history too.
No, that's fine. You've heard of other healing items? You've never actually seen this one specifically?
Is it more of a balm-ish thing versus a...
It definitely looks like something that you would rub over someone rather than drink.
Okay.
But yes, for those of you that are wondering, mechanically it is
A healing
the
salve.
ointment. Yeah, mechanically it's the ointment.
Okay. And how many uses is it?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell till you get it. Or you could ask him.
And how many uses of this?
It is a rather full container, definitely. You could definitely get probably 5 uses out of it.
And how much do you want?
Oh,
All your gold.
Hand it all.
I mean, honestly, that's what he wants.
well,
he's not getting almost 400 gold.
She turns around and just walks behind a building and screams.
well, my good sir, it definitely sounds to me like your resources do not match your need, if that is your limit.
Meaning you don't have enough money for it.
Because I could not part with such a full container for anything less than 600.
Well, then 600 you shall not get.
Indeed, I will make a day's trip to back to the other town in order to get that much healing for less than 300.
Assuming they have it.
Are you trying to complicate things?
No.
Because I do
I'm-
not like complications. So.
She
Let's
is cursing in the most
I'm keeping
beautiful
it very,
language ever.
I'm keeping it very simple. I
Let's-
need 600. You do not have 600.
Are you cussing in Elvish?
Nope.
Oh boy.
You want
And
600
it sounds like
gold pieces?
bells.
Zen
I would point out that Celestia would not have vulgarity.
Fine. I'll cuss in the other a very exotic language that I speak.
Oh, it's just like
That one would be
Zaya-
nothing but vulgarity.
Zaya is just kind of looking around like, or not Zaya, Eliza's looking around like, where the hell did Zaya go? And then here's a scream behind the building. It's like, what the fuck?
Followed by cursing in a rather primordial language.
Very well. I'm done then. I have no intentions of spending that much.
Right.
It is your loss.
Eliza kind of peeks her head around the corner of the building, sees Zaya cussing, and just pokes her head back away. Like, okay, I'll let her have her moment.
Zen just strides around the corner.
Yep.
Zai, are you okay? I know. I told you he can't keep his fucking mouth shut. Renege on the fucking part. You cannot keep his mouth shut.
Who actually tells a shopkeep how much money they physically have on them?
Idiot.
As Eliza takes a deep breath and pokes it, and strolls back around the corner.
So, can I interest you in anything else before you leave? It is reaching that time when most people leave.
Did somebody buy a compass?
I've,
I
I-
No
do.
one heard that.
I have no need for anything. This time.
Ryu would walk back into the
Who?
shop. I'm sorry, Zen would walk back into the shop. I'm looking at my freaking this list on the stupid Discord. Out of character. Zen would walk back into the shop and pick a compass up and set it on the shopkeep.
Yes. A very fine one, is it not?
It'll do the job. How much?
Well, I could part with that piece alone.
For free because somebody tipped you rather well, Zaya says, coming back around the building.
As I was saying, I could let go of that piece alone for just a cup of gold.
Nate goes over to his camel.
So with them out there, how much would you actually charge for that
For what?
salve or healing?
I was not lying. 600 is the price.
600 is the price.
Eliza comes into the building, kind of looks around the shelf for a compass, and then sees there's already one on the counter.
Alrighty. Well,
I mean, it does have, it is a full jar. There's not many full jars.
oh, I understand. But that's a little rich.
Well,
I would enter the building. Note the compass. Did I overhear them haggling over the healing salve from outside? Well, I understand you were trying to keep it low, but this is an open air establishment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were walking in after him, yeah.
Okay. How intense is the salve?
What do you mean?
Oh, see, how much does it heal for per use?
18. Plus it cures poison and disease.
Okay, so it's as she does the math in her head. It's almost as good as a greater, except for the fact that it docks 2 and cures poison and disease. Okay. And you said 600 for 5 uses?
Yep.
Was it be at 120 a gulp? Yeah,
Hmm?
120 a gulp.
125.
Yeah. What?
Nothing.
It's been a long day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not using a calculator.
And neither am I. It's actually cheaper than most greater healing potions.
And it has multiple uses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I'll just take the cup. Here's 2 gold. Here's 2 gold pieces.
Thank you. And the piece is yours.
Picks up the compass. Thank you again, good sir. And walks out of the building.
Zenthos, was it?
You can just call me Zen.
Well, you did check it works, correct?
Yeah. Here. And he flips the compass to Eliza.
She pops it open and kind of rotates it and sees if it keeps pointing.
It does. It works as intended.
What?
You can hold on to. I have no use.
Well, thank you.
So you all have a map, a compass, and lots of food.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it is for the camels.
Well, camels gotta eat. I would give the reins of my camel to Zen for him to basically guide the camel for me as I ride the camel and read my book.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we leave, I would head back inside the tavern and ask if the lady of the place can bottle up some of that wine and how much it would be.
My glass of wine was free because it was free for the first glass of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking because I wouldn't want to leave a tab unpaid.
I covered your.
I know you did.
That was pretty pricey. Empty cup.
Hmm?
That was a pretty pricey empty cup. Times 2.
You paid for food as well. It was pretty
it's
pricey
shit.
rabbit feed.
If you have a empty skin, I can fill it for just a gold. Otherwise, I would have to charge you more to give you a skin.
That's which me. Or him.
Yep, that's towards you. For the wine.
Yes, for the wine.
How much per skin?
To buy the skin, I would have to charge you another half a gold.
So 1.5 per.
Yes. And I can probably make 3 if you'd like.
She sets down 5 gold. Just 3.
So she comes back with 3 skins full of wine for you.
Well, thank you. She'd set them in our bag and head back out.
And with the departure from last drink, unless someone else has something to do in this little town of nothing
No.
Nope, we're good.
that we've somehow managed to kill 3 hours in.
Well,
The
you
lizard
know, I
question.
told you they like to role play.
Hey, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Gives you plenty of time to prep.
Listen, this group is pretty much perfectly fine with a session of sitting around a table and talking.
I can see this. And I'm cool with that.
I didn't even get to use my really good, saucy, vicious mockery.
I got to use my line. I'm pretty happy. Mine was the hooker in church thing.
Well, I did
Right
accuse James of having his sister, wife, and mother be all the same person. Though it went over his head, which is fine.
I thought it was funny. Oh, see.
So, yeah.
It was hilarious. He's like, yeah, I know who my mother is, and my sister, I'm sure she could dumpster you pretty much.
Yeah.
So yes, that is where we'll call it for tonight.
I didn't
As
get
I
to
need
use
to
my
get-
Drider joke.
So
I need to get to bed to get up early tomorrow. Because work, yay.
Yeah, I feel you, buddy.
I'm an overnight worker, so this is just kind of sad
Oh.
to me, but hey.
I was for a long time.
Robert,
Yes,
how opposed are you to an every other week session?
I'm cool with that.
This way we don't, James will actually be able to make every session because his nights fluctuate.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Gives me more time to, prep. I mean, if everyone's cool with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Myself.
Yeah.
If it means it's
I'm a
organized,
lizard.
No.
You're a gizzard.
No,
You a dinner.
It's
Get
funny
away
because
from me, monster!
Everyone's literally talking about how they're going to eat the lizard, and then
James.
James actually does it.
Yes.
I was one wisdom save of saying, is that fat ass natural or was your mama Drider? Because
That's
spider
aggressive.
people.
Why are you looking at my ass?
That's the reason why I thought different of it.
Yeah, Zit would have been taken back on that one.
You would have taken
Okay.
advantage on that one too?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really? I mean, I guess I wouldn't be opposed, but
I'm
now
tiny.
is not the time.
I'm tiny. I'm 5'9" and a buck and a quarter. Mm-hmm. This is the tallest character I've ever owned.
Says she's
5'9". Well, 5'9" and only weighing a buck and a quarter.
yeah.
What is a book in a quarter?
125 pounds, or
That's pretty light, I reckon.
I forget the conversion. It's 0.6 to the kilometer. I mean, to the kilogram, correct?
I don't know.
I think so.
It's 2.2 and 56.6 kilos.
Thank you.
How many kilos?
56.6, 56
Oh,
and a
okay.
half.
Okay, yeah, 56. Okay,